TikTok is a lot of fun for a lot of things, and there's this one guy in particular. He's called Far Other Side. His name's Drew. I'm gonna plug him this morning. It's called Far Other Side, and as far as I'm aware, I think he just basically sticks to TikTok. Um, he has a sailboat, and he does solo sailing all over the place. And what's really fascinating to me is there are so many people in this world who get really comfortable and complacent and don't really do anything with their lives, right? And then they just complain about everything. We talk about these people in stream chat from time to time because these are the people who complain about video games or complain about TV shows. Oh, that's not canon. Oh, why'd they cast a black person? Oh, remaster. I don't like Bethesda. Um, this guy has been going through a hell of a time the last few days because he's 700 miles offshore from New Zealand, sailing to I forget where, New Guinea, Papua New Guinea, I forget where. Um, anyway, 700 miles offshore on a sailboat. All he's got's Starlink, and it won't connect all the time because of storms and everything else. He got hit with a gale storm that was 3 days long, where he just had to heave to and hunker in place. Ripped a sail, broke a steering wheel bearing thing down underneath the ship, so his rudder wasn't working. Uh, Broke a whole bunch of stuff. And so after the storm happened, he's been becalmed for 3 days. And he's been just updating as often as he can on TikTok. And it's just been repairs, right? And he doesn't have any of the parts he needs. So what does he have? He has spare materials and things that are kicking around on the ship because those you just like stock metal, like stock bars of metal and an angle grinder, and of course he's got solar panel to help charge the batteries and stuff. But this is ingenuity, and this is overcoming adversity. And one of the reasons I love this guy's account is because he doesn't sail nonstop. What he does is he'll go on like he'll do like 3 months while he'll do a journey, and then he's a nurse, and so then he'll go do a contract or whatever, and then he'll do another 2 month journey, and then he'll go off and work, and then he'll come back and do another few month journey or a few week journey, and he's just been sailing his boat around. And I've been following him for about 2 years now. This is by far the roughest adventure I've seen him take, and it's I think one of the longest trips he's done because he's going from New Zealand all the way to Canada. And he's doing it in stages, but he's taking his boat all the way back because now what he's wanting to do is he's wanting to upgrade to a bigger boat to sail with a crew. What I find fascinating about this account, and the reason I wanted to mention this before we started playing Days Gone this morning, is because watching this man overcome the challenges of being out at sea in the middle of nowhere with no one to rely upon but himself. There's no rescue crew coming to save him if shit gets bad, right? He does have an emergency crew watching so that if he suddenly were to disappear off the tracker, they would be able to call the Coast Guard and everything. But it's not like he can't get more food delivered. He can't get more water delivered. He can't get supplies delivered. He can't get materials delivered. He's literally stuck in the middle of the ocean on a little sailboat, and he's having to make creative decisions on the fly to overcome these adverse conditions. Otherwise, he's stuck in the middle of the ocean, and if it were the pre-internet times, he would fucking die. Now, in the internet times, if it got really, really, really bad, he would be able to radio in and be like, look, um, I need a rescue crew because I'm stuck. This is broke, this is broke, this is broke, this is broke. But obviously that's a last ditch emergency thing to happen. Um, but like looking at the creative, this is like I just want to say like backwoods engineering is what we would call it where I grew up, where it's like you find a problem and it's like you don't have a repairman that you can call, so you have to come up with a creative solution. So I got to take this stock piece of metal, I got to cut it down, I got to drill some holes in it, I got to put that up there, cut another bar for a cross piece, put that up there, tap it all together, and hope that works as a repair to keep that piece in place so that my rudder works. Like those are the types of things he's having to do, and he's got to get it all done before the next gale hits, because right now he's becalmed and he can't do anything if there's a storm going on. So I look at this, and then I come back to my day job, right? What do I do for a living? I play video games, right? And I review movies and stuff. And I've done a lot of things in my life and I've faced a lot of adversity. But what I really want to drive home is the people who watch these streams and who come back and watch my VODs. The people who complain about, oh, this video game doesn't have 60 frames per second. Oh, Bethesda didn't launch Elder Scrolls 6 this year. Oh, Ubisoft. Bleh, Assassin's Creed. Bleh, Ubisoft. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up and do something with your life like this guy is. Go out there and actually face some adversity in your life. Do something worthwhile and meaningful. Stop bitching about things. You live in a country where you have internet and air conditioning and you play video games and you have the luxury of being able to sit at home with a high-speed internet connection. You are facing zero adversity in your life. You are a fat slob like I am. I'm definitely, just for perspective, I know a lot of people don't see it and they won't see it, but like I've put on like, that's probably a bad angle. I got a little bit of a paunch going on right now. You know, I put on like 20 pounds in the last year, and it's all gone straight to my gut. Why? Because I sit here and play video games all day, and I haven't been able to exercise or anything because of my leg injury. So I have, you know, I'm in that camp as well. But don't complain about video games, kids. These are not anything other than luxury items. These are hobbies that we get to do for fun, and some of us do it for a living, but it's still just, you know, it's one of those hobby jobs. There's no adversity in playing a video game. Just because you're good at pushing buttons in Elden Ring doesn't mean you're actually facing any real adversity. I just wanted to make sure I put that perspective out there today because I was watching his video this morning. He had to repair a sail tear, and he had no extra sail material on board. So he's looking at like, well, can I take a tarp? Can I take like clothing material? And ultimately he settled on some special super whammy tape he has, and he like created a section of like tape, strips of tape, and he's hoping that'll hold. You know, but it's like I watch these things every day. He's doing repairs. This is real adversity. And then I come on my YouTube channel this morning and I load up YouTube and I see all these comments from people who are complaining that like, oh, Grand Theft Auto 6 isn't going to have native 60 frames per second mode on the base PS5, and you're going to have the PS5 Pro if you want 60 frames a second. And oh, Rockstar Games, you're such a fucking loser of a company for not being able to optimize my base PS5 to be able to have 60 frames per second in optimal 4K resolution. Meh. So yeah, juxtaposition of real adversity and someone actually doing something with their life, and someone just crying about a video game. It's not a show, Gary. What it's called is he has a TikTok account. It's called Far Other Side, and I've been following him for I want to say 2 or 3 years now. It's a small account. See if that'll show up. Far Other Side. His name's Drew. He's got a sailboat. He does adventures on a sailboat. And he's had a challenging past few days. But I wanted to bring that out in this morning before we got going because I think it's a beautiful conversation on the perspective of what actual adversity is. Like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, kids, so you never miss an update. We talk about all sorts of fun stuff like this during streams, so make sure you tune in live every morning on YouTube and Twitch. We usually start about 5 a.m. Central. Talk about all sorts of stuff like this.